guys, welcome back to the video, and today we are reacting to how strong is the Smash Bros. Home Run Bat, the science of Super Smash Bros. By the game series. So I really don't know what to expect. So yeah, in 3, 2, 1, let's react.
Dear Nintendo, hi, it's me, Austin. And since I always drag these intros on and people complain about it, we're gonna try something new. How overpowered and cataclysmically dangerous is the home run bat in Super Smash Brothers? Boom! Simple premise, simple math, terrifying conclusions. I am nailing it today. Let's do this. Super Smash Brothers is a franchise that started in 1999 with Super Smash Brothers 64, and it's Nintendo's brawly answer to Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct? What is Killer Instinct? I don't know.
Where you finally get to settle the playground debates about who would win in a no-holds-barred smackdown between Samus Aran, Captain Falcon, and Pikachu. It was Pikachu. In 1999, it was always Pikachu. This game rocked, and it was easily one of the best games on the Nintendo 64. And other than GoldenEye, it was the only one that I remember super fondly after all these years. Get out of my way, Natalia! Okay, I guess it's the only one I remember fondly anymore. Anyway, the home run bat was introduced in this game, and it has been a staple ever since. It's the blue shell of Super Smash Brothers, which
the blue shell of Super Smash Bros.
I know may be confusing since there's an actual blue shell in Super Smash Brothers, but I mean, come on, just let me have this one, okay? The home run bat is a potentially game-ending super weapon that, when swung correctly, can hit a character so hard they uncontrollably fly off the screen and die. Much damage has been done to them. So naturally, I needed to figure out how disastrous this beast is. So,
how disastrous is the home run bat? Let's dig into it.
The first question I have to answer is it actually that dangerous at all? This may seem confusing to some of you who are casual fans of Super Smash Brothers, or heck, aren't fans at all, but surprisingly, there is lore for this game. In fact, to prepare for this episode, I actually watched Matt's episode on the topic, and as a result, I was totally fine, I promise. But here's a short version.
Totally fine.
Super Smash Brothers isn't actually a bunch of Nintendo characters duking it out in real life. This is actually, instead, all things that are happening inside the imagination of a kid playing with Nintendo toys in his room. This is shown literally in the intro of the first Super Smash Brothers, and then little snippets here and there as the games progress and the child ages into a man, which immediately creates a problem of scale. How big even are these miniatures? Because if he's literally throwing these things around as they get hit with imaginary bats, and what we see on screen is just his imagination, then it's entirely possible that the bat isn't all that scary at all. Now, using an impressive combination of deductive reasoning, surveying techniques, pulling my hair out, angle measurements, the exact dimensions of the Nintendo 64, geometry, astrophysics, and losing my fucking mind, I was able to figure out the size of the Mario figurine in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and it was not easy, and as I'll explain in a minute, ultimately irrelevant. But just so you know, it was a little over 3.5 inches. But then I realized that one of you annoying, adorable little punks in the comments will be like, but what about the home run contest that has lengths measured in feet? Which, you know, is obnoxious, but fine. I'll dispel your little objection, your majesties. The home run contest was introduced in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and basically you smack a sandbag with your bat, or if you're a power gamer, you find a sneaky workaround using Ganon, and it flies off and you get points. Simple, right? So all I gotta do to solve this problem is hop into a contest with Mario, okay? Measure his height in pixels and use that to determine how tall the sandbag should be according to canon, air quotes, real world proportions. Given a canon Mario height of 1.55 meters, this means that our sandbag should, in theory, be 2 meters and 9 centimeters, or just under 7 feet. And if I smack this bad boy and use the feet traveled versus the notches on the ground, I can determine that each one of these notches is about 3.26 feet long, basically a meter. And if the bag is about 2 notches long, it means that the bag is 6.5 feet. Wait a minute, holy crap, 6.53 feet. That's practically no different from the Mario measurements. I mean, if we take a notch to be exactly a meter, since 3.26 feet is just 0.02 feet shy of being a full meter, that means that the difference is even smaller than that. And the sandbag is exactly
Even
2
smaller.
meters high in the world, which means our margin for error from pixel measurements is 5%, which is a lot in a statistics class, but it's practically 0 in a world of pixel
That's a
measurements
lot of
when
math.
perspectives can be really off and
I can't
imprecise.
understand, because
Why
that's
is it
a
such
lot
big
of
deal
math.
that Mario's canon height and the dimensions of the world are consistent? Because, well, for one, it shows that Nintendo has known Mario's canon height all the way back in 2001 and was making core design choices around it. Good job, Nintendo! But even
Good
more
job,
important
Nintendo.
For this video, it means that we don't judge the physics on what we see on screen as little toys flying around, because while that's what's happening in the real world, in the constrained universe of Super Smash Bros., inside this boy's imagination, things are following the laws of physics to scale, which is good because it makes the math awesome
good.
instead of boring, and it is bad because I spent 2 freaking days figuring out how big one of these miniatures is.
It's going crazy.
All right. This bad.
Hey,
Let's do
Google.
this. Gotta calculate how powerful this thing is, and thankfully I have 2, that's right, 2 metrics figured out. One is obviously Mario's height, but
Wait. So I'm just gonna show you guys something real. I just wanted to show you guys this. Look at this. Right. Scroll down, please. Okay, here we go. The Mad Pet is going crazy reacted to Game Theory. This video right here. It was 1 week ago, and it has 84 views. And it's the 3rd most popular video on my channel. That's crazy. The most popular video on my channel was 1 year ago, and this got 84 views in 1 week. I mean, that's crazy, guys. So this episode of the name it Austin is going crazy, not Mad Pat is going crazy, because that went well for me. Yeah, it definitely went well.
more
Okay, here we
importantly
go.
is Mario's mass, 89.937 kilograms, which, if you're curious, I figured out in this episode about how Mario flies. Science is about standardizing
Science!
as much as you possibly
It's
can,
science.
and Mario is one of our most reliable standards. And today we're going to be focusing on these 2 things and one more, his nose.
Whoa,
That makes sense in a second.
what?
Physics
Whoa,
in
whoa,
Super
whoa.
Smash Bros. Is calculated every frame unless you're in slow
Wait, what? His nose? We're gonna calculate his big nose? What the heck? So, Austin right here is gonna calculate his big nose to determine something. I don't know. I don't understand, but let's see. Let's see the math behind this.
motion, in which case they're calculated based on the frame rate the game would be at. Not really that important. In order to figure out how fast our character is moving and how much force is needed, we need to do some strict measurements, which is where the
Strict
all-important
measurements.
nose comes from. When struck with the
The
bat,
all important big nose. It's the all important big nose, guys.
Mario freezes for a bit and enters this folded position. When he starts to move, in order to figure out how fast he moves, we have to measure this distance. And in order to be the most accurate, we have to use the Pythagorean theorem. But before that, we need 2 reliable points to measure from, which is when I noticed his nose. His nose is just perfect.
His nose?
And you can make a perfect
What?
X by lining up the bottom and the top of his nose that can be a perfect point, both from position A and
perfect
position B. Then
point.
we can draw a right angle and use the Pythagorean theorem, which says that this
Oh, so that's where Mario's nose come in. That's where Mario's big nose comes in. But okay, that's interesting.
length here squared is equal to this side squared plus this side squared. Rearrange this into this, use Mario's height as a reference, and bada bing, bada boom, we have an 89 kilogram Mario flying off at a whopping 33 meters per second, or almost 75 miles per hour.
75
accelerating at a rate of over 200 meters per second, or over 20 G's.
Holy crap! 75 miles per hour. What the heck? Mario is going fast. 74 miles per hour. I mean, what the heck?
Crap! But it gets worse, because while you could
gets
survive
worse.
these forces if you were in, say, a car, the forces aren't being delivered by a huge car. They're being delivered by a frickin' baseball bat. A bat that measures approximately 1.2 meters high and has a striking surface of 46.9 centimeters by 16 centimeters, which gives it an area of 0.076 square meters. And why am I telling you this? Because it would take approximately 18,037 newtons,
18,000
the amount of force output by a car engine, to launch you off at that speed. And when you spread that force out across
18,000 newtons. What the heck? So that bat swung Mario 75 miles per hour. And 80,000 newtons is the force of a car engine. And what they actually used is actually a bat. I mean, what the heck?
An area, you get what's called pressure, newtons per square meter. Pressure is a big freaking deal. It's why stepping on a single nail can send you to the hospital, but most people could lay on a bed of nails no problem, because the force of your body and gravity, which is your weight, is spread out simultaneously across many points that together amount to a much wider surface area, which greatly reduces the pressure your body experiences from an individual needle. So while if you were in a car experiencing this force all over your body, you'd probably be fine, although you'd probably throw up because, 20 G's, but no, this thing right here is going right into Mario's gut. That means broken bones, ruptured internal organs, shattered nerves, internal bleeding. This dude is freaking
internal bleeding.
Responds, but it gets much worse than this. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The previous math is for Mario being smacked at 0% damage. Damage in Super Smash Bros. Works differently than it does in most fighting games. The more damage that's done to you, the more you get knocked back by attacks, which means someone with 50% damage flies faster than someone with 0%, and so on. So naturally, I calculated how fast someone hit with a bat at 200% damage would fly. 87 meters per second, or almost 200 miles per hour. Nice!
200 miles per hour! 200% damage in Super Smash Bros. Is almost 200 miles per hour! That's crazy!
More! What about maximum damage?
Maximum damage, 999% damage. Let's see how much miles per hour that is.
This is when it gets out of control.
Let's see. Let's see how out of control it is. Let's see how many miles per hour it is. That'll be the grand reveal.
When hit with the home run bat at 999% damage, the highest number in the game, Mario, our 89 kilogram Mario, becomes a freaking ballistic missile, rocketing off at 272 meters per second, over 609 miles per hour.
609 miles per hour. That's crazy. I'm not even gonna title this video Austin's going crazy. I'm gonna title this video, that's crazy. I mean, the home run bat is crazy.
Barely on screen for enough frames to measure. Where's his nose? I can't find his freaking nose. Who's got your nose, little buddy? At this speed, Mario would be experiencing 16,338 meters per second squared of acceleration, or over 1,600 G's. This guy,
1,600 G's.
Freaking guy is a human baseball. Forget broken bones and shattered blood vessels. This guy would be split into pieces as he flew through the air like a human shotgun shell. Getting hit with his baseball bat would be like getting hit with a 25mm anti-aircraft shell. And then there's a person swinging the bat. Remember, Newton's third law of motion says exactly actione contrarium semper et actualum esse reactionem. Sive corporum duorum.
What language is that? I mean, Austin, you need to translate it first so that we can know what that means, because that's another language and I don't know that language. So Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Acciones in se mutuo semper esse actuales et in partes contrarieras dirigi. What? No Latin scholars in here? Fine.
No
To
Latin
every
scholars.
action, there is always opposed and equal reaction. Or the mutual actions of two bodies upon each other are always equal and directed to contrary parts. This means that the person swinging the bat is just as screwed as the same level of energy
Just as
travels down the
screwed.
length of the bat into their hands, shattering every bone it comes into contact with. Up the arms, down the muscles, dissipating as it goes, probably not killing them, but definitely dislocating both shoulders, causing severe
It's totally
bruising, infection risk from
shoulders.
internal bone damage, and microfractures, and either snapped tendons and muscles or dislocate.
So both people are gonna be dead. Both people, the one person that swung the bat and the one person that got hit with a bat, they're both gonna be dead, probably, because that's a lot of damage to your body. So both people are gonna be dead. Both people at 999% damage are gonna be dead. So, okay.
Hips. Pick your poison. They both suck. So,
They
yeah,
both
this
suck.
thing makes no freaking sense. I guess that means that when you respawn, you're not actually the same character. You are dead. Someone just switched on a cloning machine and set
Dead.
down a new pile of meat for the fight. Super. Just never say this game is less violent than Mortal Kombat. It's got a death bat. And don't think I've forgotten about the hammer either. It may be cartoon violence, but it's cartoon violence that would destroy you and everything you love in real life. You know, while I was at VidCon, people kept asking me what I do on
VidCon?
YouTube. This here is what I do, but I realized something. There's a reason why I do this. It's not just fun to tear things apart using numbers, although it is, but it's because I find research and math fun. I love it. And I think in
Research
school,
and
especially
math
public schools, we
fun.
get these tools, these
Okay.
amazing tools that can be used to answer amazing questions, from how deadly would the home
Amazing
run bat be in real life to how do we send scientists to the moon? Math and science are
Math and
tools to answer
science.
questions. I think that's something
Yeah.
that's lost a lot in the classroom when you're forced to work on problems over and over and over and over and over again. Don't even get me started on
1 plus 1 is easy. I mean, everyone knows what 1 plus 1 is. It's 2.
word problems. If a train is moving west at 50 miles per hour and another train is moving east at 20 miles per hour, the track is 300 miles long. How long until they fall asleep from boredom? Dear Lord!
Fall asleep
Word problems
from
should
boredom.
be the best part of math, but they're the worst. Boo! Boo school!
Boo
Yeah,
school!
Dead Mario's! Math is
Dead
fun when you're
Mario's.
killing Nintendo characters.
Playing
Class
Nintendo
dismissed.
characters.
Sincerely,
Sincerely, Austin.
Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to the Game Tiers right here. And if you're already subscribed, hit the little bell down here. Get notifications.
So nice! Yeah, the home run bat is crazy. And if someone hits the home run bat with 999% damage, they will both get screwed and they will both die because the home run bat is just crazy. So yeah guys, thanks for watching on this video. Hope you enjoy watching the Game Theory 1 is asked at some real age Pokemon reaction, and watch the Game Series, and subscribe to the Game Series, and also subscribe to me if you like my videos. So yeah guys, thanks for watching, and of course, peace to all the people that need peace. Peace.